This is going to be my review of the FreeFall SV Base Control Plus V2. This is FreeFall's first pad. This is, of course, the second rendition of the pad that had improvements and the less QC issues in the first version. This is a pad that comes in about 45 by 45 centimeters and 3 millimeters in heights. This is an extremely stiff surface. There is no give. This is stiffer than, 3 millimeter, natural rubber pads or poron based pads. There is no give, no plushiness at all. This feels very similar in terms of just, hardness as my Sky Pad or my Super Glide. I like that. I think it's more of a consistent surface, like playing experience compared to like maybe like a soft or an X Soft from Artisan or any type of thicker, plushier pads. The surface is listed as control. I don't really think it's a control pad. Something like like a zero or like a QCK, something slow. I think this is a lot faster. Maybe in between like a Hayate Atsu and a Hien. Maybe leaning more towards the Hayate Atsu if you've ever used any of those pads. It is a very balanced surface. It's not too quick. I think this has an extreme amount of stopping power considering how fast this pad is. These are stock skates on my Razor Rubber V2 Pro. You can see that it glides extremely well on this pad. It definitely feels like there's a tugging sensation when I try to stop. Like it definitely helps me stop on this mouse pad. The other thing that I really like on this pad is the color. I think this baby blue color is amazing. I always like when pads come out in more unique colors. I love the orange that Artisan does. Orange is one of my favorite colors, so it's definitely nice to have a orange zero. Even though the zero is not really my type of pad, I had to buy it just because it looks amazing. I love this pad. This is probably my favorite balance pad on the market, especially at that $35 price point. I really don't think there's another pad that offers as unique of a experience compared to just like anything else on the market. I consider pads like maybe like the Hayate Atsu. It's a little bit of a step down in speed in terms of the Hien, which I think is a nice fast pad. It's not like a speed pad, something like a Sky Pad or a Super Glide or a Raiden. This is like two steps down from that, but it has enough stopping power to keep it almost in line with a control pad. A little bit less stopping power than maybe like something like an Artisan Zero, maybe like a Zero Mid. I also love the stiffness of this pad, right? That's that no give, super consistent feeling everywhere on the pad. There's no pushing down on this pad and getting more stopping power. It just has enough for me that I don't need that as an option. I also love the choice of 45 centimeters by 45. I love that as compared to 50 by 50. I think that's just a little bit too tall. Width wise, 50 is amazing. I think this pad for just overall overarching aim in just like, all the different scenarios that you see yourself in a game, I think this is just the perfect middle of the road. For tracking in games like Apex or maybe Warzone, it's amazing to use in those games. Games like CS and Valorant, that static flicking kind of stuff. It has enough stopping power where, you're really not missing out on anything there. I love what FreeFall has done with this pad, and I hope that they make more pads in the future. I know that they're working on, I think, a few surfaces, a smoother, faster surface than this. Hopefully, that'll give me a good alternative to the Raiden and Neptune. I think those are probably some of the two best speed pads on the market. And if they can come at the same price point with that new pad, I think it might outclass both of them for a mid stiff pad. If you want another similar pad to this, you know, a mid pad from like Artisan or Lethal Gaming Gear's standard series would probably be it. Specifically the Hayate Atsu in mid probably be very similar to this, and the standard Venus are going to probably be my two recommendations that also have different levels of firmness and plushiness. If you want something similar in speed, but again more plush.